Okay, so you know how everyone's talking about AI changing the game for those huge companies?
Mhm.
Well, what if I told you there's this type of AI, like one that can actually make decisions on its own? We call it agentic AI.
Okay.
And it's like especially going to be a game changer for startups.
Interesting.
It might sound futuristic, but it's actually happening right now.
Yeah, there's this idea out there that only the big companies with tons of resources can really use AI.
Right.
But like Natalia Body, who's an ecosystem architect and VP, Global Channels and Alliances, she says agentic AI can really level the playing field.
I like that. Level the playing field.
Yeah. And her experience gives her this unique perspective on how startups can actually use this tech,
Hmm.
especially when it comes to partnerships. You know, those early growth partnerships that are so important.
Yeah, for sure.
She actually makes a really good comparison right off the bat. She compares agentic AI to cloud computing.
Oh, interesting.
Think about how cloud computing made all that enterprise level stuff available to small businesses.
Totally. It was a game changer.
Yeah, and she was arguing that agentic AI can be the same kind of game changer.
Maybe even more so.
Yeah, potentially even bigger.
Oh.
So what we're going to do today is really dig into her perspective.
Unpack it.
Yeah, unpack it and figure out how startups can actually use this agentic AI.
Especially with partnerships.
Yes, especially with building and maximizing those channel partnerships.
Okay, so it's not just about like randomly using AI everywhere, right?
Oh, absolutely not. That's one of her main points.
Yeah.
You have to be strategic about it. You can't just throw AI at a problem and expect it to be solved.
You need a plan.
Yeah. Natalia really emphasizes that you have to pick the specific areas in your startup where AI can make the biggest difference.
Okay, give me an example.
Like you could use it to really boost your customer service,
Hmm.
automate things like lead generation, which can be a pain, or even make your supply chain more efficient.
Right, so it's all about finding those areas where AI can multiply your efforts.
Exactly. It's like, where can you get the most bang for your buck with AI?
I love how she compares it to a chess player versus a roulette gambler.
Yeah, that's a good one. The gambler just relies on luck.
Right, totally random.
But the chess player is thinking steps ahead, planning every single move.
Strategizing.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. And that's how startups need to use AI. You have to have a strategy, not just throw it at the wall and see what sticks.
So if you're a startup listening to this right now, think about it. Where could you use AI strategically to disrupt things in a good way?
Yeah, where can you get that edge over your competitors?
Okay, so then she talks about something that's so important for startups to grow.
Channel partners.
Channel partners, exactly.
And she gets it, you know? She
Uh-huh.
knows they're really important.
Crucial. Yeah.
Channel partners are the ones that can help you reach so many more people
Yeah, they extend your reach.
and get your message out there, which you might not be able to do on your own.
Right.
They're like your boots on the ground in different markets.
Your local experts.
Exactly. They're like an extension of your sales team, and they're really strong advocates for your brand.
Powerful advocates. I like that.
And agentic AI can really empower them.
Give them superpowers.
Right. It's like, imagine giving them access to tons of info instantly, automating all those, tedious marketing and sales tasks.
And letting them personalize things for customers on a massive scale.
Yeah, it's like giving them this whole toolkit of new skills and efficiencies.
So it's about taking that startup growth and making it exponential, right?
Exactly. By giving your channel partners agentic AI tools and insights, you're not just adding a few more people to the mix, you're potentially multiplying your reach across the whole market. It's huge.
So if you're a founder or you're in business development or you're just listening, think about how using AI in your partner programs could not only make those relationships stronger, but also help your partners grow like crazy, like Natalia says.
Okay, so another thing she talks about is specialization.
Niching down.
Yeah, niching down, focusing on one specific industry.
And there's a good reason why that's important.
Exactly. And agentic AI actually makes it even more effective. Natalia says that focusing on a specific industry gives you a big advantage.
Healthcare and fintech are good examples, right?
Yeah, like if you become the go-to agentic AI solution for healthcare, you immediately become more credible.
It makes sense. If you're a healthcare company looking for an AI solution, you're going to trust the company that knows healthcare.
Exactly. You want someone who understands your regulations, your challenges, all that.
Not just some random AI company.
Yeah, you want a specialist. And that focus doesn't just attract customers, it also makes you a much better partner for companies that are already in that industry.
Because you have that specialized knowledge that they need.
Right, it's like you perfectly complement what they're already doing. So if you're still figuring out your market, Think about becoming a real expert in one specific area.
And AI can really help you do that.
Absolutely. It can help you build that expertise and deliver really targeted solutions.
Now, scaling is something that's always on a startup's mind.
Right. How do you grow without everything falling apart?
Exactly. And Natalia talks about how important that is when you're using AI.
She's right. Your tools and platforms need to be able to handle growth. Not just your own growth, but also the growth of all your partners.
Yeah, because if your tech can't keep up when things get busy,
Oh, that's bad news for your reputation and your partner relationships.
it's like building a skyscraper on a weak foundation.
Exactly. You need a strong base to support all those floors.
So with AI, you need to make sure your systems can handle more and more data, more users, more complexity.
Without slowing down or crashing.
Right, so you really need to be thinking about the scalability of your tech investments, especially as you're adding in AI.
Now let's shift gears a little bit and think about the future. One thing Natalia talks about is moving from a reactive to a proactive approach. And this is where those predictive powers of AI really come in.
It's not just about fixing problems when they pop up, right?
No, it's about seeing them coming before they even happen.
It's like having a crystal ball.
Kind of. Natalia highlights how AI can predict changes in market trends, spot new opportunities before anyone else, even warn you about potential problems way in advance.
That's incredible.
It is. Imagine knowing what customers are going to want before your competitors do.
Or seeing a supply chain issue weeks before it actually causes you problems.
That kind of foresight can give startups a huge advantage.
A real edge.
And Natalia stresses that working with your partners is crucial for this.
Because they're out there talking to customers every day.
Yeah, they've got all that real-world data that can be fed into those AI models.
So think about it. How can you use AI to become more proactive in your industry? How can you get that foresight?
All right, let's talk about incentives. Any partnership needs to benefit both sides.
Absolutely.
And Natalia gets into how to incentivize your partners effectively. It's not enough to just give them AI tools.
You have to make it worth their while.
Exactly. She says you need to create strong partner programs and be generous with the rewards.
Like what kind of rewards?
She mentions things like rebates based on performance, bonuses for hitting certain goals, even equity in some cases.
Wow, so you're really investing in their success.
Yeah, you're creating this win-win situation. When they succeed, you succeed.
It's all about aligning your interests.
Right. So if you're thinking about building or improving your partner program, what kind of incentives would really motivate your partners? What would get them excited?
Okay, so Natalia also talks about this concept of the autonomous customer experience.
This is where AI is really going to change things.
It's about all those everyday customer interactions, right?
Yeah, like answering those frequently asked questions, basic tech support, walking people through processes.
The kind of stuff that takes up so much time.
Exactly. AI can handle all that really efficiently, which frees up your team to focus on the bigger picture.
The more complex stuff that needs a human touch.
Right. And it's not just about efficiency. It's also about creating a really smooth and personalized experience for your customers.
So it's about using things like chatbots for instant support, self-service portals so customers can find answers on their own, even proactive support systems that predict problems before they happen.
Yeah. Imagine a system that can help a customer before they even know they need help. So think about it.
Yeah.
How will AI change the way customers interact with businesses in your industry? How can you use it to create those really amazing customer experiences?
Okay, so here's something else Natalia really emphasizes: innovation.
You have to keep innovating, or you'll get left behind.
And with AI, things are changing so fast.
It's crazy. New applications and capabilities are popping up all the time.
If you get complacent, someone else will pass you by.
Absolutely. It's not enough to just keep up with the latest trends. You have to be constantly experimenting, exploring new ways to use AI, pushing the boundaries.
So innovate or die isn't just a saying.
It's the reality.
So how are you staying ahead of the curve? What are you doing to keep innovating?
So finally, Natalia brings it all together by talking about how AI is changing the whole idea of channel partnerships.
It's not just about making a sale anymore,
It's about creating real value for your partners
helping them succeed.
and building strong long-term relationships.
And AI is the key to making that happen,
Natalia highlights some specific ways AI can help.
like streamlining all those operational processes,
Yeah, things like onboarding new partners, providing training and support,
making it super easy for them to work with you.
and it also boosts their credibility.
Because you're giving them access to all those cutting-edge AI tools and training.
It's like you're both leading the way in innovation.
And that makes them look good to their customers.
Of course. And let's not forget about revenue growth,
AI can help partners sell more, close deals faster, and create more recurring revenue.
which is good for everyone.
Yeah.
So think about it. How could these benefits, the streamlined operations, the enhanced credibility, the revenue growth, how could all of that help your business?
Okay, so let's wrap things up. Natalia's insights are super valuable. The main takeaway is that agentic AI is not just for those big companies, it's a huge opportunity for startups too.
And it's not just about if you use it, but how you use it.
You have to be strategic about it
Focus on those key areas where AI can have the biggest impact.
and use it to empower your partners.
And never stop innovating.
Here's something to think about as you leave here today. How will all these advancements in AI change the way businesses operate, the way we collaborate, the way we create value? What will this new landscape mean for your long-term strategy and the partnerships you build? These are important questions to ask yourself as we move into this exciting new world of intelligent automation.